Welcome back, Misfits. It's your boy Cristo coming at you live. Got my boy Rocky Raccoon with me like always. It's number 8, March 30th, 23.
What's going
Rocky,
on, guys?
what is going on, my man?
Not much, man. Thursday, March 30th. It's almost the end of the week to all you full-time workers out there. I'm pretty sure all you Misfits are full-time workers
Blue
out
collar,
there. You know,
white
blue
collar.
Yep, working hard. Appreciate you guys for all you do. You know, if it wasn't for you guys, where would we be? You know what I'm saying?
Telling you what, I tell you what, I think you're blue collar, right? I'm blue collar.
I mean, I would say essential.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would think
we'll
so,
both
yeah.
say essential.
Essential.
So,
I think that's a way to put it.
we keep the cycle rolling, man.
Hey, man, that's what it's
You
about.
know?
March 30th.
If it wasn't
though.
for each single individual, the hive wouldn't be rolling. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. It starts at the top, man.
Starts at the top.
You know what I mean?
man.
And
Yeah.
if you know like the weakest link. You know what I mean? You're only as good as the weakest link.
You know what? Like starting at the top, it means so. You gotta. If you're on top, you have to stay in your game all the time. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
Because it's
100%.
like everybody is always at your heels. Everyone is right behind you, always wanting to get at you, always wanting something from you. But you just got to keep on grinding, man. You got to be better than the guy behind you.
And I think that's that's just being the best of the best, man. And speaking of being the best of the best, man, I think that has to do with just being a gladiator, a straight up killer, a dude that's just willing to put it all out on the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And I think that's gonna happen upcoming in the UFC tournament, right?
UFC, not this weekend, but next weekend, UFC 287. Stylebender tries to get his belt back from Alex Pieta. So that's just the main. That's the main card.
Stylebender, man. It's my
Should be
boy.
fun, dude.
That's
That
my
is your boy. Yeah,
I love him, man.
Yeah.
I love him.
Did you I don't know if you've seen that controversy. It's not really a controversy. Is Alex Pieta was watching Stylebender's like YouTube channels and stuff, and a shot of Stylebender's background came in. It was like anime, Pokemon, and stuff like that, and he was kind of poking fun of him.
Yeah.
And then Stylebender came back and seen the video. He's like, I don't care. He's like, I am who I am.
That's
I'm
who
an
I am,
individual
yeah.
who I am. You don't like
Yeah.
it? Who cares?
Who cares what you
and
think?
it's like we were talking
Yeah.
about last podcast. It's like it's okay to express who you are. It's okay
Oh,
to
absolutely.
express.
Be you.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. 100%.
There's
Just
nothing
be
wrong
you.
with that.
Nobody needs to judge you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean,
So
there's
I thought
only
that
one
was
person
pretty
that's going to judge you the hardest is yourself.
cool. Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
And like working in every time I go to work, I go in different businesses and stuff like that. And you always have your regular customers and your regular people and your regular workers. And I
Right.
always notice like the negativity. You know what I
Oh,
mean? I'm
yeah.
like, you know what? And I've been out.
It's
And
everywhere.
I've spoken to some people. I said, you know what? If you don't like your job, you're the only person that can change that. No one's making you
That's it,
come here.
man.
No one's making you do a job you don't want to do. You know what I mean?
That's
You're the one clocking in and clocking out. You're the one devoting your own individual time at the job you don't like. So change it.
Right. I mean, that
Change
only
it.
you can change what you're doing.
No one's gonna be like, oh, you don't like your job here. Let me take your hand. I'm gonna
Yep.
take your hand. I'm gonna take you to this job. see
How
if
much you want?
like
$1
this
million?
job."
Yeah. I'm going to take you
Change
to this job that's going to provide you that
And you know what?
without the hard
We
work.
live in a small town. It's like I don't even know if there's millionaires in this town. There might be secrets. You know what I mean?
I'm sure there's
but it's
somewhere.
like they're not gonna walk up to us and be like, "Hey, it looks like you hate your job. You're not having a good time. Here's some money." Nah, dude.
Yep. I mean, the only
No one's gonna do anything for you.
Right.
Like I've told you before, no one really cares. No one really
that's
cares.
True. That's true.
You have to buckle down.
Look
You
out
gotta
for number one.
Exactly, man. Because no one's gonna help you out. No one's.
Right.
You know what? So if you're uncomfortable in your workplace and you don't want to be there, you gotta change. You gotta do it yourself because no one else is gonna do it. You know.
You know, and that's true. And a lot of people out there may be a little nervous, about that change, but
Yeah.
you honestly don't know until you take that leap. I mean, for example, that happened with me. I was super afraid to quit my landscaping job. I worked at a landscaper for one of the big mansions in Canyon City for a couple years. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Loved working in the mansion. I mean, that mansion was built in, I think it was like the 1800s, if not earlier. Loved it. Worked on the grounds. And the only thing bad about that was management. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. And the only thing that could change that was me. So I'll end up, I worked there for so long because I was scared to quit. But finally I quit. And then found myself in a better situation, So I guess what I'm trying to say is that don't be afraid to take that leap, You know what I mean?
Don't be afraid to take change. You know, I mean, it's comfortable being comfortable. That's why it's comfortable. You know what I mean?
That's it,
People
man.
don't like to be in like a situation they're not comfortable with.
They don't like taking risks.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, man.
And I'm gonna tell you what. Now, society, we're just like, I think everyone's just living day by day, trying to figure out what they're gonna do tomorrow or what they're gonna look like tomorrow or something like that. They're not really thinking at the end game. You know, nowadays there's a lot of young kids, you know, like TikTok. TikTok's like a 15-second thing, and everyone's like, boom, I want to know the next thing.
I think it's a minute now, yeah.
That's a minute now.
Upwards to a minute, you know what I'm saying?
Thinking
That's
of Vine, you know,
that's
but
still not a long
like,
time, a minute.
And people are trying
60
to live
seconds.
in those seconds of time, man.
Right.
Trying to be, you know, something.
Yeah, I mean, and that's crazy though, because, you know, when you talk about that, you can actually fit a lot in 60 seconds, but I think it has to do with what you do with those 60 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's going to say, like, this is the coolest thing to do, so I'm going to do that.
You got to impact the whole somehow in that 60 seconds. And that's what the internet fame is, but everyone's trying to get at it. You know what I mean?
It's hard.
Everyone's trying to do the next thing or try to be this or try to be that. You just got to be yourself, I think. I don't know. Like us, we're not trying to do anything crazy. You know what I mean?
We're just speaking about what's going on. And I think that's what's wrong with, I would say, mainstream media, because we're just a bunch of guys, you know, kind of just shooting the breeze, talking about what's going on in the world. And you talk about those TikTok stars, Viners, whatever, Instagram, Facebook, what have you.
We'll just say influencers.
Yeah, what have you. And they're like, check this out. We're going to go to Disneyland, or we're going to make this specific steak that's high end,
tomahawk or something.
Right. But then you go to other, you know, TikTokers that aren't heavily followed or influenced, and they're like, what the fuck's going on? Excuse my language. What's going on with Paris right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, sure.
Do you know? I mean, it's they're just putting it all out there for people to know and see, and unfortunately, the people don't want to know about that. The people want to know what the best recipe to build a cake
trend is.
You know, and I think that's,
and reality
it's
is
unfortunate.
Like, and the thing is like, reality is like, if you're a citizen of Paris and you walk out on the streets and you're seeing this, why aren't you saying something?
Yeah, it's
or
crazy.
Maybe people are saying something and it's just getting like blacklisted or lowballed or.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Maybe
I think that's what's going on. I mean,
like you said, we're just two dudes shooting the breeze, and I don't really know what I'm talking about, but it's something to talk about. You know
exactly,
what I mean?
And I think it's something to talk about because the media, mainstream media, and I'm gonna keep going back to mainstream media because that's, you know, your major news networks
pushing an agenda.
Yeah, giving, you know, feeding you what you think you want to hear.
Yeah,
you know, who's
like
who's
Red
the best
Blue,
singer?
You know what I mean?
You know, what's going on with Kim Kardashian?
Yeah,
who's the best rapper?
Sure,
singer. No one wants to talk about like Flint, Michigan. You know, these people out there without water. The people in Brazil, massive floods.
Or,
you know what I'm saying?
Or another, what is that? In Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, another menthol leak, right?
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
How many?
Holy cow! Yes, that is right. Oh my gosh, that's
Louisville,
big.
Kentucky, Ohio River. I think like a couple train cars leaked.
Yeah. I think it was like 14 tons of methanol. And the thing is like everyone's talking about, and it's kind of big, you know, everyone's talking about like TikTok's gonna get banned. And I believe the reason TikTok's getting banned is because they're trying to quiet the people.
Well, a lot of people thinking it's just a TikTok policy, but it's not just TikTok. It's like
Instagram, Facebook.
You have to read the fine print because they're going after a lot of things besides
Google.
that. And I don't think a lot of people know that kind of part. I don't think a lot of people have done the research on to why we're trying to do this to TikTok. It's not just to TikTok. It's the whole media platform. So
right. I mean,
it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Definitely. And I think a big portion has to do with people thinking that TikTok is from China. Like, you know what I mean?
Spying on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know you're going to join Facebook.
Proven, I don't know.
No, I mean the CEO is from Singapore. They have facilities in Texas. They're trying to incorporate everything to be into the U.S. I mean, but the problem is that the U.S. can't. I seen this
thing where like the TikTok, you know, creators like, I don't even let my children be on it.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, So that was a big question. That was a big thing by a congressman that asked the CEO of TikTok. This was like, how do you stop children from being on your app? And he's like, well, we do a thing that, when you sign up for the app, it's going to ask you of your date of birth, email, all that stuff. So if your kid lies about that,
or something like that,
they called it age gating. They called it age gating. And then he was like, the congressman was like, so kids can access your app. And he's like, well, yeah, you can technically, but is the parent going to be so blind to like let their 5-year-old, 4-year-old be going around making TikToks,
Yeah, well, you see it all the time, though. They're 10-year-olds now.
Right. So is that
getting younger and younger to figure this technology out? It's only going to be a matter of time before,
Is that TikTok's fault or the parents' fault?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that's where the big issue lies, is that
parental
is
control.
it TikTok bringing these people in? Yeah, so I get it.
Yeah,
so
because it's easy to just change settings on a phone for your children.
for
you know what I mean? To not do this or not do that. But then again, why are you giving a young child a phone at a young age? I think I don't know, how old was I when I got my first phone, man?
I was 16.
I think I was 15.
And it's probably only because you could pay for it.
No, it was a Nokia my mom gave me in middle school. It was just hey, pick me up from school.
Probably only like 50 minutes on it.
Yeah. Okay, like a couple minutes on it, and
back
I think I could. And then
I did have one of those.
Your
too,
minutes counted as text messages too. So if you you had like 60 minutes, and you would text your girlfriend. Of course, I was in middle school, so you're texting your girlfriend like 100
or you waited
times.
till after 9 o'clock.
You're texting your girlfriend 100 million times, like little things like
I love you.
What's up? Hey,
what's going on? You're funny.
What are you doing? You know what I mean?
Sending her those random smile emojis and before they were smile emojis.
Right. You had to put the 2 dots in and the little parentheses
it was like
in it.
7737 capital A, and it gave you like a heart.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's the right combination.
With the calculator, you put it in the right formation, it spells boobs, things Boobies. Like that.
Yeah.
So anyways, my mom got the first the bill back, and it was like $300 because we were texting back and forth, and I was like, oh my gosh,
dead.
And my mom, I don't know,
dead.
I don't think she paid it. I think she was like, hey, my son's a kid, and he was texting his girlfriend, and
like, this is BS. He left his phone on. Some
funny.
hooligans are texting his phone.
Back in 2009, I think that was 2008, 2009 for me.
And it's crazy when you say that, because to me, that doesn't really seem like a big gap.
Right.
But to like these people that are probably
just how much has changed.
Man, it's crazy.
And we're saying that. Just imagine what our parents are saying. You know what I mean?
Oh, bro,
like,
reading the floppy disks, the 8 tracks.
Oh man,
plug in and they're like, let me connect you to the
I remember driving with my dad. He had an 8-track in his car back in the day, and then I remember growing up finding them all. But he's still into like those cassette tapes. He's got a lot of cassette tapes.
Oh, my dad too.
That. Yeah, he's got an old truck where he still plays those and stuff.
Oh yeah, like my dad was pretty upset when he bought a new truck at the auction. And,
good deal on it, by the way. I was there.
Great deal on it. And he's like, "This is play cassettes," and I was like, "Nah, pops, it don't." And he's like, "What the heck?" This dude's got like a whole bunch of Kumbaya sets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, getting it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. Cassette tapes, no more. I think I asked my sister. My sister's 17. I'm gonna be 33. I showed her a Walkman. You know what a Walkman is.
Dude.
I mean, a lot of people may not know what a Walkman is. You put your CD in there,
slap it, boom,
headphones up there. You're listening to the next best of.
You're listening to Nelly, bro. You're listening to Nelly.
Country Grammar.
Yeah.
And you only want the best of the best because you're running. For some reason you're running. That's skipping.
Oh man, that's
anyway.
funny, dude.
Found one. Was going through all my stuff, because I don't know. Everybody's leaving stuff at their mom's house. You know what I mean? You move out, you're going over there 10 years later, and you're like, what is this? Or your mom's like, hey, you forgot this crap here, and you're like, damn. I thought you would get rid of that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it.
Or you remember the MP3 players? That was after the Walkman.
Well, I found that, and I asked my sister what it was. She's like, I don't know, what is that? And I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh, no.
You gotta be kidding me.
Uh-huh.
Didn't know what it was. I was like, whatever.
Yeah, man. I remember, I think you had we were playing CDs in your white convertible, remember? Or no?
Oh yeah, 97 Eclipse.
I remember you would always pull out your folder full of CDs.
Oh yeah,
you would stick it in there, and like you said, it would always skip, man.
Oh yeah, always skip unless you had a good deck. You know what I mean? The thing that's crazy is a lot of people that had a good deck. They're like, yo, I got to take this joint with me right now. It would detach, put it in your pocket, walking around with that in there, so no one stole it.
What about? Do you remember those things where you would it would resurface your CD for you? You would stick it in there, push the button.
Yeah. Hastings. I don't know if you guys know about Hastings.
Oh man,
they'll put you on something right now.
Yeah, that was a good place.
Take your disc over there, put it in the machine. Yeah. Because if it wasn't for them, you're resorting into toothpaste, shaving cream.
Bar sauce, shaving cream, mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. Gosh, you're putting that on there. You're rubbing that in, and then you're putting it under the faucet.
That shit worked, dude.
It worked.
That worked, dude.
You know it worked. People out there, I mean, these youngins, they don't know what's on, man. Putting you on something right now.
That's funny.
It's like the old school Nintendo. It's like you blowing it.
Oh, the cartridges.
Yeah.
Nintendo 64. Super Nintendo. Yeah.
Put it in there. Boom. Butter.
Bussin'.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. I think probably the worst one is, I don't know if you had one, but I did. The PlayStation 2. You put the disc in there and it's loading, and you're sitting there. And you're
let me guess. Let me guess this part. Where you put the disc in there, it wasn't reading, so you kept slamming the top part. Bam, bam. No, was that just me? It didn't want to close.
Pretty much.
Like the disc thing didn't ever want to close. I'm sitting there slapping the thing down. Is that you, or are you talking about something else?
So with the PlayStation 2 I had, it was like you had to slide it in, and it took it in there, and you'd wait for it, and you'd be like, no disc. Put it in there again. Wait for it. No disc. You're like, man, I just want to play some
Need for Speed Underground too, dude.
Yeah, and you put it back in there, and it plays. You're like, get it. You get your Mountain Dew Code Red, and you get your spicy Cheetos.
What was I? Well, I don't know. I don't think that was a thing for me when I was gaming that young. I think I was just in it, man. Halo 2 days, just in it. I don't even think I had a cup of water with me.
Oh,
bro.
Dude, I did
my gamer chair.
I did the Monster camo, whatever that is.
Oh, the Assault. I remember you drinking those. Yes. It was like Coke and Monster together. I think they still make those at certain.
I think it's illegal now.
No. But my gamer chair back then was like one of those foldable steel chairs, like in WCW. Yes, okay, well I had that and like a pillow, like a crusted old stained pillow, dude.
You hit someone with it, knocks them out.
Oh, dude, that was my gamer chair. I'd game in that thing for hours, bro. And you see memes nowadays where it's like guys find this acceptable. And it's just like one fold-out chair and like a TV with a little thing on the stand.
Oh, yeah, man.
Like, bro, we were rocking it back then,
bro.
Dude.
I loved Halo 2, right? I played Halo 2 on my Zenith tube television.
You played Halo 2 with one hand because you jumped the fence and cut your hand?
Bro.
Scarred for life?
You can't see it now, but it is bad. It is bad. Yeah, but like Zenith.
You wave Zenith like this TV, now RCA. Instead of like this?
I still can't feel my fingers, bro. It's bad. I remember like getting in the car and I was like, "Hi, Christopher."
What were we doing? What happened?
We were watching your brother's baseball game.
Oh, that's right.
And it ended, and I tried to jump over the fence, caught the top little, cross section, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Slice it all the way down.
Beef jerky.
Thankfully, I was with your mom because my mom, she just didn't want nothing to do with me because she doesn't like blood or anything. She's like, I don't know what to do. And so your mom took me to the ER in Pueblo, Colorado, 40 minutes away from where we live.
Yeah.
And she's the one that had to go back to the ER with me because my mom wouldn't. And I remember them getting ready to stitch my hand up. I mean, it's from the top here all the way down to the middle of my palm. And I mean, it's in there. It looks like hamburger. So they're getting ready to stitch it up. And he's like, oh, man, you want to see? This is so cool. And your mom was like, you don't have to look, Rocky. You don't have to look. And I looked and I was like, oh, man, it's nuts. He like held it open for me. I saw like little white spots. I was like, what is that? Is that like my tendon? I don't know what it is. But to this day, I feel like the guy that sewed me up, he did like a subpar job, man. My skin like was overlapped on this skin.
He's like, yeah, you'll be
And-
all right. Well, he's
I mean, it
he's
worked.
not a surgeon. He's just like a
Yeah, he was
right?
like, yeah.
There's different kind of surgeons out
He's
there.
like, this dude just came in here. He's pretty messed up. I'm gonna just sew this up and set him on his way.
I remember that day, and then like I said, we were talking about playing video games. I remember you you used to wear a glove on it because it was
Oh
fucked
yeah.
up 'cause
Oh
you could-
man, it hurt.
and you were playing like dude, hey,
claw.
get it done.
Back in the day, the claw.
Are we glitching?
And you be glitching.
We glitching.
Oh man, I loved Halo 2 days, man. That was.
Halo 2, Halo 3.
Can you imagine living in this era back in the Halo 2 days? The amount of streamers you would have this day with Halo 2. I feel like there'd be so many. I mean, I feel like I would be one of them.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like if we had access to the technology we had today with all these kids, you know, you have like Tim the Tap Man. You
Yeah,
have
I
Dr.
remember
Disrespect.
Tim's first like videos and stuff. Dr. Disrespect.
Mhm.
I like Doctor.
Nick
Shout
Merck.
out to Doctor. He's a cool guy. He just released his video game, I think, Midnight Society, stuff like that.
Oh man, that's
that looks pretty cool. I think
yeah, I
his
want to
team
play
and
that for
stuff
sure.
like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, it's like I feel like there was this gap in the year where it was like for us, it was like between 2003 and 2012. We'll say that was a gap of we're just like we didn't know what the hell we were doing. You know what I mean? Like before that, we came out with so much stuff. You know, the cassette player, the CD, Blu-ray, HD, 4K, all kinds of stuff, and it was like. That was cool. That was cool. That was cool. That was cool. Now we're old men. Everyone's like, yo, you got to be an influencer. This,
Like,
this, and this. Everyone's
man.
making money. And then you hear about Joe Rogan. It was like, he's like, you got to be a savage if you're gonna make it in this world right now. Because if you're not, you're just gonna get walked over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, hey, I feel that, man. I feel it.
I mean, you have to be. I mean, talk about being a savage and stuff. You gotta be in this dang age, man. Like I said, no one's gonna care about you. No one's gonna give you a handout and stuff like that. No one's gonna hold your hand.
Yeah.
And if you are doing that, you're just only making people weaker. You're only making that person next
You're
to you
enabling
weaker.
them.
Enabling
Right.
her. You don't want to do that, man. We gotta be strong. We gotta be independent. And if
Right.
you're with somebody, you gotta be strong together. You know what I mean?
And I think that's what makes a good power couple is that you both lift each other up in your weak areas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's good.
I mean, if sometimes you may get upset, but you got to talk about it or be about it. You can't just, turn the cold shoulder because
You got to be about it. And then I think that's a big thing. You know, you said that you got to be about it. Be
Yeah.
true. And I think that's being true to yourself.
yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? You know, being honest. You know, being your own man.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think that's awesome though. Oh man, I don't know if there's too much really going on out in this world right now.
You know what I was thinking about the other day, dude, is I meant to talk about it when we were talking about media and stuff, but China and Russian
Oh my
currency
gosh,
is
yes.
changing to the
How
yen,
did
I
I
believe.
forget about that?
Right? So
Holy
the
cow,
US
yes.
dollar,
Or
okay.
it's changing to something other than the US dollar.
Right. So
Yeah.
people probably don't know about this yet, and I'm still like barely scratching.
I'm
the
in the
surface.
gray. Yeah, I'm in
I
the
still
gray
have to do
too.
my own stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
I just
like
know
I said,
that's
we're
a
just two
huge
dudes
deal.
just doing our thing, right?
It's a huge deal
But
for sure.
this is something that people need to talk about, and I don't know if mainstream media is like talking about it because I don't really watch them, but y'all got to do your research. Y'all got to check this stuff out because it's not.
Yeah.
It may not impact
It's
us
a
right
big thing.
now, but in decades from now,
It's gonna impact your kids, your
from
kids'
now-
kids.
Yes, this is something to talk about.
You want to be able to set them up for success and not
I don't
failure.
know if America's gonna be the biggest superpower in 2040. I mean, I watched something with
it's gonna be pretty crazy.
Rogan and a CIA agent saying 2040 is when China's gonna try to take over. You know what I mean? They're gonna do something. I mean, they're already doing it. It's all. I don't know, man. Is it me being a conspiracy theorist thinking crazy?
I think it's just things that are just slowly kind of like not necessarily falling into place, but slowly just kind of happening.
Yeah.
And we're just watching everything unfold. It's like, I don't know what president it was that took the dollar off the gold standard. Basically, it was like the dollar is worth this amount of gold. And then he changed it to was like this dollar is worth this amount of oil. And Russia and China were like, you know what? We got our own oil. You know, you only have like, man, I think it's like less than 25% of the oil in the whole entire world.
Let's be honest. No one really knows.
So they're like, we don't need your oil. We're going to keep our oil. We don't care about your dollar. And then Saudi Arabia was like, you know what? I think they have like over 50% of the oil in the world. And they're like, we'll still pay you your dollars. We're princes and we're kings over here. We got the money. And then just today or yesterday, they were like, you know what? nah, that's not going to happen anymore. And
Yeah.
we're like, wait. Whoa.
And this has been implemented.
It's going to screw us.
Years.
It's going to screw us over.
Yeah, probably
Big time.
Probably 100 years by now, I think I would say.
So I think
Not like 80, 90, close. I don't know.
right now, I think the things you got to invest in is gold, precious metals.
Yeah.
Let's just say that precious metals. We're talking about assets, not talking about cars and homes.
Talking about stones and jewels and metals and
you want to take it. You want to take it further. You want to talk about canned goods, fine garments.
Don't be going under my car and taking my
your Cadillac converter for $80.
Okay? I gotta still go to work the next day. All right.
Yeah. You know, and the thing is, you're still going to work, but you're like starting it up. You're like these sons of guns, man, taking my cats.
Oh, that's.
You're still making it to work though, but in all reality, I feel like investing your money in something other than the dollar, United States currency, is probably a good plan in the long run. Like I said, silver, metal, I think for myself,
gold.
Yeah, silver, gold, good thing to maybe melt down and just keep for a rainy day.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't. Fucking A, dude.
Just keep it. I mean, I know back in the day, I don't even know, like probably like late 1500s. Well, maybe later, maybe earlier. I don't know. I'm not a historian, but they wanted so like you're talking about a dollar bill. It's paper,
right?
Specific dye, ink, whatever. What they wanted it to be was like a gold dollar bill, like it had gold.
Oh, you're talking about like the 1600s where they had like copper and like nickel and like for coins.
Well, I'm talking about like after that, like I'm like where they minted like gold, like it had like the king's faces on it. I'm talking about like right after that, where they still had like where they just started, the it was like silver 25 cents, like an actual silver back in like the 60s. And they wanted they wanted to like, they wanted like a dollar to have like a specific amount of gold in it.
Yeah, to make it worth something to have.
Exactly.
Because it was the currency at the time. Yeah.
Right. It's not something where it's like we all go down the crapper and then we all have,
because
it's
money,
like saying you have
money is
$1
really
million.
nothing.
It's
because
nothing.
Like $100 bill is just like
paper.
It's paper. It's not even. It's like cotton wool or something like that. But it's nothing.
Cotton and wool. Like if you tell me the world's gonna end, and you go up to somebody and you're like, I have cotton and wool,
piece of paper,
and they're like, nah, man.
Like,
give me your
that won't even cover my chichis, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Gold and silver. It's there. Paper's nothing.
Yeah. That's why I always see these movies with all these people like trying to escape the country and stuff, trying to survive, and they're all burning their money and stuff because this paper.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's something to us now because it has to be. That's what we have to pay our bills with. This is what we have to keep our lights on with. You know what I mean?
We put ourselves into, and this whole cryptocurrency or this online currency, people are trying to go towards that.
Right.
I think Andrew Yang was going towards like a universal salary to kind of offset something like a universal thing.
Basically, where the money is controlled by the people. And not the government.
Basic income where everybody gets paid the same or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
who knows? I mean, I think no matter what you do, you're always gonna have that corrupt system. There's always gonna be that one person, that one group that's always trying to better themselves.
Man, we're human beings. That's what human beings do. They try to one up each other just to be the best of the best, But
I think it's inevitable, man. I think our worst enemy is ourselves, man. Honestly. Yeah. And when you come down to it, it's us. It's just us in the end. It's making it harder for us.
I believe you're right, man.
Yeah. And on that note, I think we're about done for today's podcast.
Yeah, man, I got to get out of here, man. I got things I got to do.
You got things you got to do. You got people to see, but
handshakes to shake.
Babies to kiss.
But
as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
You know what time it is.
And we'll see you misfits later.
Peace out.
Boats.